Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic, so for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Also, the subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning that if you are not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether it be from the very beginning or recent. I really appreciate all the love and all the support all you have given me. Also, want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices. And I also want to give a huge shout out to those who watch from the clouds. And I see here we have Gigi in the house. Good evening, Gigi. How you doing? And again, thank you again for allowing me on your platform so I can express my point of view regarding what you was discussing. So what I'm going to ask all of you to do, if you have not done so, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So as you can see by the topic, you sow what you reap. Okay. So before we get into the main topic, we're going to have another edition of In My Words and What the Heck This Is. First of all, let's have a discussion of In My Words. Now, I had the pleasure and the opportunity to participate in a stream that my dear friend Gigi had this morning in regards to angry biracial. In one of his lives, he had this going back and forth with this Taz, or whatever the fluffy is. And they went back and forth. I mean, he's calling him a crackhead. He's calling him a mud, and going back and forth and on and on and on and on. It's just basically, it was a scene, okay. And I actually catch a couple moments of it. After a while, in my opinion, I couldn't watch it any further because. No offense to the angry biracial, but to see two men going back and forth and arguing and things of that nature, that is not my cup of tea. I'm sorry, but that's the way I am, okay? And, and if people have an issue with it, so who cares? But, look, no offense to angry biracial. He's been successful with his platform, particularly when it comes to catering to African American women. But with all due respect, that was not their best moment. Okay. I'm not trying to be too critical because, again, and I said this before and I'll say it again. What you do is say in your platform, that's totally up to you, the discretion of the creator. Okay, that is why here I try to keep it a chill stream, a chill platform, when people can express their point of views and do it respectfully without going back and forth, without calling each other names and things of that nature. Okay, I don't judge other creators if they want to go that route. I prefer not to. Okay. Just as I respect if those careers, if they want to go that way, I expect when I decide to take my path, that be respectful. And again, no one, you're not obligated to consume my content if you do not like it. If you don't like my content, then do yourself a favor, don't watch it. Okay. Now, with that being said, we're going to go to the latest episode of What the Heck This Is. Okay. Now, I never thought I'm going to be addressing this individual until now. Okay. But in one stream that Hybrid, the sheriff, as he likes to call himself, did a stream where he was beefing with Bluish Giulietto. Okay. Why? I don't know. They can do whatever they want. But during the stream, Bluish Giulietto had the need to mention my name several times. Now, my question is, why? Okay. Look, I have done with all my streams, all my videos, all my shorts, I have not mentioned Bluish Giulietto once. Why on God's green earth, Bluish Giulietto, do you have the need to mention my name? Why? Why? That makes no sense. I can understand if I was talking smack about you and what have you, but frankly, I don't know you for Adam. And you do not know me as well. Now, if you're beefing with Hybrid, fine, go ahead. Beef to your heart's content. You don't need to drag me into your stupidity, okay? And this is going to be the only time I'm going to be addressing this issue. And if he wants to go ahead and keep mentioning my name on his platform for whatever fluff reason, fine. Hey, if you want to give me free press for your platform, knock yourself off. Knock your socks off. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? And look, him getting upset because one person going to Europe and, supposedly to get the kitty. Why is that your concern? Why? Are you the kitty police? Why are you concerned about whether this person getting kitty and going to Europe to get kitty? Give me a break. I'm sorry, but I don't see the relevance in it. But you know what? To each one's own. So I'm going to say to you, Bluish Giulietto. And see. Exactly. And hey, Moon Chaser, long time no see. Thank you very much for stopping by. And this is the whole point. I have over 560 streams, videos, and shorts and whatnot. I have not mentioned this dude once. But for him to be going on talking about me, mentioning my name, okay, why? Okay, all I'm going to say to you is this. Stick with your conflict with Hybrid the Sheriff. Do not drag me into your stupidity, okay? And we'll be fine. And if you continue, fine. If you want to keep mentioning my name, fine. I can, all you're doing is giving me free press, particularly when I have not said jack about you, okay? And shout out to the 8 people that's viewing this stream as we speak. So that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Okay. So the main topic for tonight is you sow what you reap. Okay. Now lately we have come across quite a few um, YouTube creators uh, that lost their ability to make money uh, due to their content. Okay. You had a few months ago, Fresh and Fit lost their ability to make money due to their content. A lot of it very controversial, a lot of it racially charged, and they're acting like they're confused regarding why they lost their ability to make money. And it's like, well, if you utter hate speech in your platform or you attack certain groups of people on your platform, sooner or later, you're going to lose your ability to make money on this platform. Okay, whatever you might think about the guidelines that YouTube has, as far as community guidelines, they have the right to set up whatever criteria that they wish. My only concern is that they apply the rules and regulations equally. Equally. That means if one person is found guilty of violating the guidelines, appropriate action should be taken just as the next person should. Now, the latest person to lose her ability to make money off of a YouTube is Cynthia G. Okay. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with her platform, and I'm going to confess, I am not all that familiar with her platform as well. But my understanding that her platform is to empower African American women, supposedly be the best versions of themselves, and to be set free by toxic African American men. Those of you who follow me for the last 2 years know I am not anti-female or pro-male or pro. I'm pro-people. Okay, and I truly believe that everybody, and I mean there's good and bad in every single community. Okay, I truly believe that there are African American women who are wonderful. Okay, they're great. They are they know how to act like ladies. They are responsible. They have their stuff together. And the same thing can be applicable to African American men. Just at the same time, there are some ladies who are not so great, and there's some men that are not so great. Okay, but I mean, look, she's been reported stating that some of the African American men should have been deleted before birth. Okay, if that's not hate speech, then I don't know what is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just give me a moment. I'm going to share a couple of things. Okay, just bear with me. In fact, it's gotten so bad, there was even a petition to remove Cynthia G from YouTube permanently. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you the petition. I'm not saying endorse it or don't endorse it. I don't believe that people should be removed from the platform completely, but I do believe that people need to be held responsible for their conduct, male or female, regardless. Male or female, regardless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a moment. Okay, sometimes it takes a while. Okay. Now, what you see here is a petition to remove Cynthia G. Okay. I have not signed the petition, nor will I sign the petition. Okay. Because as much as I may hate her content, she has a right to express herself as she sees fit. Okay. I don't have to consume her content. And that image that you see here, this is Cynthia G herself. And I'm going to read to you what the petition states. Cynthia G has created her YouTube channel after reported being banned multiple times. Is a radical black female political content creator whose content continues to be more hateful by every video she uploads. Her videos are mostly focused on attack African American men, especially those interracial relationships with vile racist rhetoric, of which it was non-black person saying these things, they would have been already banned off of YouTube with the snap of a finger. Now this is her. Now this is the justification why people believe that she should be banned. Okay. Number one, she has shown stolen pictures of black men in interracial relationships. She doesn't know how her series of videos titled, who they really choose, and goes on hateful racist rants exposing them to a following of 71,000 subscribers, displaying pictures of illegal and dangerous of its own. She's pretty much said any hateful thing that you can say about black men. According to her, we are unintelligent, jobless, and spiritually bankrupt, conquered, violent, and have reprobate minds. Her video clearly implies the same rhetoric. Celebrates black men being killed by their non-black partners. Example. Okay, so that, in a nutshell, explains her content. Okay. Now, again, let me make this particularly clear. Everyone, and I repeat, everyone has the right to express their point of views and say whatever you wish to say on your platform. Bearing in mind the following. YouTube, just like any other platform, have their own community guidelines to follow. Okay? If those creators do not follow the guidelines for whatever reason, whatever explanation, what have you, they're going to face consequences. Okay? They're going to have, they're going to get community strikes. They're going to have their videos taken down, or they can lose their ability to make money, or have their channel deleted. Now, in my preparation, doing the research, Cynthia G has been demonetized more than once, and for the same reason: hate speech. Okay. Again, I am not gloating about what happened to her. However, this is a perfect example what happens if you continue to cite hate speech on your own platform. Okay? And when I address my haters, I don't address them personally. I address them based on their actions. Okay? This Cynthia G is basically attacking people for being something that they have no control. They have no control about being black men. Okay. They have no control over that. Just like she has no control about being a black female. Just like I have no control about being a Latino or a male. Okay. And again, I am not celebrating the fact that she lost her ability to make money. However, I simply highlighting that this has occurred. And this should be taken as a warning to those who are still continuing to use their platforms for hate speech. Okay. Okay, that's perfectly fine, Gigi. That's no problem. I have no problem. Like I said, look, I'm not saying that Cynthia G is completely bad. Okay. But I do take look, I do take issues when she talks about that black man should be deleted. I take an issue with that. I have no problem when anyone is wanting to empower women. Okay, you can empower women without the hate rhetoric. Okay, you can empower women to be educated, to be to be to be the politicians, to be the leaders. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. The topic for tonight is uh, sow what you reap. So this is mainly addressing the fact that Cynthia G lost her ability to make money off of YouTube due to her rhetoric. And I see here we also have Don Armando in the chat. Saludos, Don Armando. ¿Cómo está? Tonight we're talking about you sow what you reap, and it's in the context of what happened to Cynthia G. But she's not the only one that lost her ability to make money off of YouTube. Okay, we have, of course, Fresh and Fit that lost their ability to make money due to their content, and also Radical Latino lost his ability to make money off of YouTube temporarily. Okay, the difference with Radical Latino is that either shared someone else's content without adding his own commentary, okay, and not citing free use. That's the difference between Radical Latino and a Fresh and Fit and a Cynthia G. Okay, Radical Latino. I mean, basically, if he had just added his own color commentary, okay, and things of that nature, he would not have been demonetized. That's totally different. But when it comes to individuals like Fresh and Fit, which has a reputation of saying racist stuff, when it comes to Cynthia G, talking about speaking ill regarding African American men, it is like she forgot that she has a father, that she has siblings. I know she has a child. I believe she has a child. I don't know whether the child is a male or a female. Okay. If the child is male, it's even worse because what she's doing is basically creating a negative influence for her son if she has a son. And if she has a daughter, she's basically training her to fear African American men. Okay. And I would definitely love to see if there's any African American men that will express their point of view. Okay, you know what? You do look, Gigi, you do whatever your heart's content. When everything is said and done, you are the queen of your platform. Okay. And let me tell you something. You do create a lot of good content. You do. Okay. And I will continue to share your content as long as you allow me to do so. Okay. The minute that you tell me not to, I will stop. But as long as you permit me, I will share your content. Okay, so now I'm going to share something else. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on. Just give me a moment. Okay, that's going to share. Okay. Now, you know what? That may be true or not true. I don't know. And again, let me make this perfectly clear. If YouTube is going to apply these guidelines, they need to do it across the board, regardless whether it's male or female. Okay, that's my point. And I do intend to do a stream, of which I think that YouTube is being selected in enforcing these guidelines. It's just that I'm waiting um, for the time to do so, because there's a couple of people that I will want to share their point of view on the subject. Um, so as soon as I can arrange to have those people on my platform, we will have the discussion. Of course, Gigi, you're always welcome um, on the panel, so we can have the discussion. I mean, look, that's my whole point. I think if they're going to apply the guidelines, okay. Like I said before, like I said before, I don't rejoice in the fact that she lost her ability to make money, but let's not mention Louis Giuletto. I already discussed him earlier regarding his need to mention my name. I mean, when I have not said anything about him. Okay, so let's just continue. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share another article, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a video. Okay. Okay. So now, in preparation of my research, I did not know that Cynthia G had a death in the family. Okay. As much as I disagree with her content and her rhetoric, uh, I never rejoice when a person loses a loved one. Okay, let's see. So, and actually, I came across this week. YouTube vlogger Cynthia G goes in hiatus after her brother dies suddenly. Okay. This was edited 5 days ago. Okay. Cynthia G has not updated her YouTube channel over 2 weeks, which worries some haters in the toxic medicine. She's still leaving comments on her channel, but she hasn't uploaded a video in weeks. Although Cynthia is hated within the manosphere, her enemies gather intel from her videos bashing black men, so her absence means they have nothing to talk to her about. Cynthia G sparked outrage when she advocating, okay, I'm not going to use the term, um, pre-deleting black male babies. Here's some typical reaction to Cynthia G's absence to one manosphere website. If her brother died and he doesn't like black men, why the concern? Didn't she say black males should be pre-deleted? Consider her brother a late deletion. She was advocating pre-deletion for black baby boys, so I don't care if a fire truck ran over her. Well, okay. So, I mean, okay. Look, this is the thing. If she had a death in the family, I'm sorry for her loss. Okay? I really am sorry for her loss. Just because I disagree 100% with her content, it does not mean that I cannot show a little bit of empathy. Okay? And especially in my case, because I have lost several siblings, most of them prematurely. So whenever a person loses a sibling, it's never a good thing. Okay, so as much as I disagree with her, my heart does go out to her for her loss. But this is the thing that's very troubling about her. Now, I don't know what led Cynthia G to have this much hatred towards black men. I really don't know. So it could have been maybe she had a traumatic experience. Maybe she was betrayed by a black man. I don't know. What I do know is this. Whenever you go through a traumatic experience, anytime, the best thing that you can do is to get therapy, not get on social media, and just deal with the trauma involved. Okay. Now, this is speculation on my part because, to be perfectly honest, I know very little about Cynthia G. Before all this, I have heard how, she's very, how can I say, have a hateful speech. You know what? It could be daddy issues. I really don't know. Okay, I really don't know. What I do know is this. Something happened to her along the way that caused her to have such a hatred towards African American men. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let's not go there. Okay. Let's try to keep a certain level of decorum here. Okay. We can talk about a person without going there. Okay. And as far as that concerned, that could be the case. I don't know. I really don't know. What I do know is that something happened, and if I had the opportunity to say anything to Cynthia G, I would say the following: do yourself a favor. In fact, do your child a favor. See a therapist you deal whatever trauma that you deal with and not share any content on YouTube. Okay. That would be my advice. Most likely she's not going to take it because unfortunately some people think they know everything when they don't. Okay. And the problem is this. In order for a solution, you have to acknowledge that there's a problem. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share a video. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Okay. Oh, but before I forget, let me let all you know that the link to join the panel has been pinned. So therefore, if you are so inclined, you can join the panel, and then you can express your point of view regarding the topic. Maybe you might think that I don't know anything. Okay, okay. Let's see if I can find. Okay, so I'm gonna share. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sh- I'm gonna share a video uh, by O'Shea Duke Jackson, um, giving you a unique perspective regarding Cynthia G. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to mute myself. And just to let everybody know, free use, free use, free use, and I will give my point of view in regards to the video. Just give me a moment.
At home, minding my business, reading the scriptures, listening to gospel music, when I got a text message from one of my favorite YouTube buddies who I will not mention their name. The message said this: O'Shea, did you know that Cynthia G got demonetized? I started typing on Google as fast as hell, typing on YouTube search engine, and everything I can see to find out if this information was true. And then it brought me to this particular channel, which is called Storm Monroe. Now, Storm Monroe is a person that specializes in celebrity gossip, similar to me, but more with a female audience. And he had a video called Exclusive. Cynthia G announces new channel, link in chat and description box. I thought that was odd. I went to Cynthia G's channel, it's still up. So obviously the channel is not taken down. But then I wanted to hear what she had to say in this video.
This video had to be nearing 2 years old. This is a video that at the time had to go through, you know how they will have to do a human review and check to make sure your stuff is advertiser friendly.
Absolutely.
So this live stream had already been confirmed to be advertiser friendly by a human review. So we know that when your video is advertiser friendly, it's not violating the community guidelines, because they wouldn't monetize a video that's violating the community guidelines.
Yes.
So yeah, they pulled up a video. They didn't say that anybody reported it. They said YouTube reviewed it and decided that it didn't meet the community guidelines. And I'm like, okay, well, since when? Because this has been sitting on YouTube for nearly 2 years, not violating the guidelines.
Exactly.
But yeah, they removed it. They definitely removed it. and put a strike on the channel.
Damn.
Yeah.
And my thing is, why not just remove the video and leave it at that? Like it was 2 years ago. Like so now we as creators have to worry about retroactively trying to think of, oh my God, did I break the community guideline? Like once you're telling me your algorithm has approved the video, then if it don't meet your guidelines, that's YouTube's fault. That shouldn't be my fault.
Right. No, it shouldn't be my fault, and they shouldn't be doing retroactive strikes because you know that they just updated the community guidelines.
Yes.
Because you've probably gotten the email where they updated all of them. Even if they're taking it down based on the new community guidelines, it shouldn't be a strike.
She's talking about the fact that she did a stream 2 years ago and YouTube's automated system went and found out that this particular video had hate speech in it and it took it down. This is something that is happening to many YouTubers. They're even getting people for thumbnails, things like that. So this is not uncommon. And it's not that black men reported her because, black men have been, trying to get Cynthia G to get taken down, I think, for a long time on YouTube. But then she explains the demonetization process.
There's no rhyme or reason for this to have been removed. To me, I don't think it's random though, because before that, they actually went and, you know how you will have videos up that's been up for months and they were monetized and fine? They went and took a lot of my videos first and demonetized them.
Oh, okay.
That's what they did first. And then
I don't know if this is true, what Cynthia G is saying. And this is the thing. The whole notion that you have to be worrying about, good evening, of course, the Dynasty. I don't think people should be worrying about content that was like from 2 years ago. Okay. So that's, that seems odd. That seems odd. And like I said before, everyone, and I repeat, everyone has the right to govern their platforms as they see fit. My only concern is that if you decide to violate the guidelines, how arbitrary it might be, there are consequences involved. Okay. Yeah. I find it weird. Okay. I find it weird. Okay. And I'm going to address, and I am going to address this when I address whether I think YouTube is being selected in its community guidelines at some point. Okay. I might do it towards the end of the year or whatever. I don't know. I will have to, because I want to get certain people that I know of that have gone through that lost their ability to take away them to make money on YouTube. So I want their input because I'll find their input to be very important. So we will continue, and again, free use.
there was a lot of them that were, even after it had a human review, there was a lot of them that were confirmed to be advertiser friendly. Even though the videos were confirmed to be advertiser friendly and they sent me emails, they didn't even switch it on YouTube to reflect that. Okay. They didn't change it. The videos were still demonetized, even though they confirmed them to be advertiser friendly. So that was the first thing that they did. But we know this has been going on since I came to YouTube. I've had 2 other channels that has been removed. This is not the first time. I've had this happen to my channel. This is actually more like the third or fourth time. So this is what's going on. I can't even live stream from my channel anymore. I can't live stream. I can't upload videos to it. I can't do anything with it right now. So if y'all want to go and subscribe to the new channel, there's content already up on there.
So if you hear that, she's saying, listen, this is not my fault. YouTube shouldn't have changed their terms and conditions. They said it was okay. And Storm Monroe, he's a guy who is pretty much saying like, oh, it's been 2 years ago. Like, what does that have to do with anything? And you know what? They could be right as a creator. Yes, I've had things like that happen to me. But the reality is this. Cynthia G, just like Tory Lanez, can't stay out of their own way, because she's always making content like this.
And y'all know I wasn't one that watched The Kitten in Heels, but what I do know is that he was popularized by a bunch of bandits who ignored his existence when he was telling him how to get the track marks out of their drawers, how to get the crust out of their eyes and the stains from between their teeth. They didn't like him then, but the moment that he decided he wanted to upgrade his not even average at best, but low value existence, because when he was married, he couldn't even provide for his wife. He decided to jump on the internet and do what all these bandits do and use Black women as a means to accumulate revenue. And he was very successful in doing that because he understood Black female pathology and he also understood Black male pathology. I never watched The Kitten in Heels. There is not one episode of his that I watched. And quite frankly, I couldn't understand, beyond Black male worship and the low self-esteem of Black women, why they would go to a struggle bandit, a failed one, who was in his 50s and wasn't even smart enough to take care of his own health, as he's sitting up there telling Black women to take care of their health and lose weight in order to become validated. The bottom line is Worm Food Samuels was as much of a walking contradiction as any of these struggle bandits are. While they'll sit up and talk about Black women need to step away from the table and they're obese, and they'll sit up and they'll even post the obesity rates, but what they won't tell you is that they're the most broke, obese demographic.
Now, you heard the beginning clip. Cynthia G has lost 2 channels on YouTube, which technically means that she shouldn't even be on YouTube. If that's the case, if you lose like 1 channel or something like that. But you know what? I'm not a hater. I'm not really worried about that. The fact is, whose fault is it that Cynthia G got demonetized? It's not Black men's fault that she got demonetized. It's her fault that she got demonetized. And just like it's her fault when she got pregnant by Rob, who already had 5 kids by other women, like here.
This is being framed in a certain way to basically say that I met a man, Rob, and within 3 months, I chose to go get pregnant by him. This is what is being said. Now, the thing of it is that this is not the case, because like I said, this person does not even know if I am currently pregnant, because I have not spoken to her in a while. So she wouldn't know, she wouldn't be able to validate if I was still pregnant or not. She would not be able to do that, because again, I have not spoken to her. But I
I'm sorry, I apologize. But as you can see here, this is not the first time that she lost her ability to make it money. Now, she's basically trying to blame YouTube for her actions. Okay? With all due respect, YouTube did not make you say the things that you say. Okay? And YouTube did not make you to get pregnant. you choose to engage in sexual activity without protection. Okay, so you made that choice. Okay, take accountability for your actions. Exactly, Irby. Take accountability for your actions. And now we will continue. And again, free use.
Would not lie and say the text messages and the stuff that she's showing is not true, because it is. And those things that are things that I've said, I said them in a certain context. That context is not being shown, of course, because when people want to show a certain narrative, they're going to show a certain narrative. So I'm being told that I'm a hypocrite. I'm being told that I've somehow chose a man with a dusty beta male. I understand that I said certain things and messages out of anger. And like I said, I don't have a choice but to take responsibility for that.
You see, the problem with Cynthia G is that she has a one-way capacity to blame black men for everything while trying to absolve her and other black women who make the same mistakes that she's seeing these black men are making. Cynthia G was making a lot of money on YouTube, right? A lot. Cynthia G did not improve her platform, did not improve her message. She kept on with the same stuff over and over and over again, and she was getting more emboldened. So even if that 2-year thing wouldn't have happened the way that she's going, it would have happened anyway, because Cynthia G just can't get out of her own way. Her hatred for the black male community is so strong, she just can't help it. And she doesn't know when to stop. So now you're demonetized and you lose all of that income. It has to be $15,000 a month or $20,000 a month, at least something like that. And you've lost that income and you've lost that opportunity because of you. You didn't lose it because of black men. Black men didn't stop you for doing anything. Just like black men didn't make you become a baby mama. You are where you are and other ladies who follow you because of you. Stop blaming black men for your problems. You want to blame black men for your problems. And okay, yes, black men are not perfect and they could be doing better. But just like me, if I decide to go out there and do something stupid tomorrow, it's not because of black women. If something happens to me, it's not because of black women. Black women don't sit outside my door and stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do. That's me. And just like you being on YouTube, you know, losing your financial opportunity, which is crazy because you have a son. You know, like a lot of YouTubers don't even think about the people that they have depending on them. Cynthia G is a single mom. She probably helps out her family. All right. Now, she has enough base where she can go into celebrity like Storm Monroe. She could talk about, you know, main topics and things like that, and she would still be okay. Now you've lost that opportunity. Now you have to start a whole new channel and get monetized again because you got demonetized on that channel. I don't know how demonetization works, but I'm pretty sure if you get demonetized on one channel, it may be the case you can't get monetized on other channels. But again, you did it to yourself. So you put your own family at risk. You put your own people at risk because of you. All right. Because of what you have done. That is your issue. And again, where's the accountability from these black women out here when they make a mistake and they do something that's not right? They do something that is not cool. Then, you know, why is it YouTube's fault? You know, why is it somebody else's fault? How about you be accountable and say, you know what? That was something I shouldn't have been saying in the first place because it's hate speech. I commit all kind of hate speech on my channel every day at Cynthia G. And you know what? I probably shouldn't do that. But that's not what she wants to do. Cynthia G wants to go around victim blaming and blaming black men for everything when black men had nothing to do with you losing your monetization on your channel. You did it to yourself. Just like you did it to yourself when you became a single mom. You chose the same guy that, you know, other women chose, but he never married and all that. And then you got exposed for that. Blame yourself. Have some accountability. Stop blaming other people. And once, you know, you get people like that will start blaming themselves, the black community actually will be taken seriously. But until we keep having those issues where it's somebody else's fault, I don't know why they did it, it's black women's fault or it's black men's fault, we're not going to get anywhere, family. So I'm not going to say I'm, you know, happy that, you know, she got.
Okay, so before we left my Guestin, I need to state for the record that the views of those who appear on the panel are not necessarily those of the host. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your rights to your image. Some of the views that people hold might be considered offensive to some viewers. If you do not like the content, you can block the channel. And now we go to our guest. Good evening, Gigi.
Hey, Jose, I like your little welcome intro. That was cute.
Thank you. And again, thank you again for allowing me on your platform, even though I was only able to go there briefly to share my point of view regarding the topic that you was discussing.
Of course, you're always welcome. Thank you for coming up. I ended up privating it just because that person likes to strike channels and stuff like that. So, everybody who needed to see it saw it, I guess. We'll see what happens, but I'm not trying to get a strike right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe once you're able to get your membership back online, you can show it just to the members.
Yeah, that's the that's the only reason why I even care about risking it is because I'm trying to get my shit back monetized or whatever. So, yeah, I'd like memberships for that reason because you can just go back there and just talk about whatever you want. Even though infiltrators still do sign up just to stalk you, but I mean, it's still a little bit more private.
Okay, so what's your thoughts regarding the subject?
What about Cynthia G getting demonetized?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Somebody said that there's like a new owner or something like that of Google, and there's supposed to be a lot of changes. And I see them demonetizing a lot of major content creators. So I think Cynthia G is just the beginning. I've seen many like others that even have larger platforms than her that don't even have hate speech on there. They're getting everybody with the whole reuse content thing, and that's your pretty much only explanation. But yeah. So that was just their way to get her or whatever. I'm sure they had plenty of complaints on her,
Yeah.
over these years.
But you know what? I didn't know that she had a death in the family, that she lost her brother.
Yeah, I did hear something about that. I'm sorry to hear that,
So am I. So am I. As much as she, trashes black men, no one should ever rejoice regarding someone losing a loved one.
I also want to point out that I thought it was interesting that she her content is directed towards dragging black men, but she went on Storm Monroe's channel to promote her channel, which is like her bestie, which is a black man. So it doesn't matter if you're at the bottom or if you're at the top, the hypocrisy is real out here. The circus, like you said, is growing.
Yeah. I mean, it's
because she's using a black man put her back on again, basically.
I mean, it's basically a 5-ring circus. Would you agree?
It is. It's crazy.
But
that's just how YouTube is. I'm used to it.
But you know what's even crazy? But you know what's even crazier is that Bruce Gilletto out of left field mentioning my name when I have not said jack about him.
They get jealous of all of our supporters. I wouldn't pay it any attention. They literally run off their subscribers, their supporters that are other content creators. So they just, they get jealous when they see that we have long-standing relationships with people out here, and we weren't able to with them.
Well, the fact of the matter is, haters will hate. Okay, At this stage in my life, I don't care. Okay.
It's good to see him doing content again, though. I'm not a hater or whatever, because he had that little breakdown or whatever. So it's good to see him doing content again. Listen, if Bluish Gelato is dragging me in multi, that means he's feeling a lot better. He's feeling back to normal.
Yeah. I just want to acknowledge that Keisha is in the chat. Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by. And Gigi. And I'm going to always share your content as long as you give me permission to do so.
I appreciate you, Jose, and I share yours as well. I try to share, what I can or whatever. I need to get better with that. I'll be forgetting sometimes.
You know what? It's okay because you know why? Because look, it takes a lot of time to create serious content. Okay, I mean anyone can do reaction videos or what have you. It takes time and energy and creativity to actually come up with content that that is worth watching. And one thing about me, just like you, Gigi, we both do our research.
Goes into YouTube, like something that can be, a minute or
Okay. Well, shout out to the 11 people watching here, watching me, even if you're watching from the clouds. Make sure to hit the like button, please, though.
shout out to the cloud watchers.
Right? Look, right now I'm focusing just on doing okay, whoops. Okay, looks like we lost Gigi. Hopefully she'll pop back. But look, when everything is said and done, when everything is said and done, look, and I said this before and I'm gonna say it again. I repeat, everyone has the right to say whatever they wish to say on their own platform. But just as when there's a right, there's also a responsibility involved with doing so. And that responsibility is this is to as much as YouTube changes the guidelines, as much as YouTube, you know, arbitrarily or what appears to be arbitrarily switches enforces the guidelines, the fact of the matter is you do not give YouTube ammunition to try to shut down your channel by saying hate speech, okay, or saying irresponsible words or copying other people's content and pretending it to be your own. Okay. I will be doing this stream regarding whether I think YouTube is selective when it comes to its guidelines. Uh, I think I'm good at okay, and let's see who is. Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
How you doing, Don Armando?
I'm chill. How you? I was actually gonna see if I was gonna do one of my funny voices, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put as an avatar something funny, which have been, I guess, the current topic of all week. Jada Pinkett Smith and and I guess her deep obsession with Tupac. So everybody's been trolling for the whole week and such about that.
Yeah. Well, look, I think if I was Will Smith, which I'm not, I would have put get do a divorce, try to get out of it as much as I can because I think it's perfectly clear she's not feeling the duo any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
What do you think about the subject regarding Cynthia G losing her ability to make money on YouTube?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really lose any sleep over it. I rarely see her content because she got hacked like around maybe a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have to say that most of her haters tend to be SOs.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, because I remember there was like when she got hacked or something like that on her platform, right?
Yes.
On her platform when she got hacked. There was a degenerate that went up and said said a thing saying that he wished that she had another gender child, and he said, and that person went up and said something which was equally disgusting.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, me as a man, I guess men who are fathers, they felt disgusted by this comment also.
Yeah.
So these guys who's actually said these comments, I have to say that most of the people, because I don't really look at Cynthia G's comment at all, but most of the people who are actually her critics or haters are actually SOs. And that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, I've never seen her content. Okay. I've heard about her. Okay. And again, like I said before, and I'm going to keep saying it again, everyone has the right to say whatever the fluff they want on their platforms. However, with that right, there's a responsibility. Okay. And as much as we might think that YouTube is being arbitrary in enforcing the guidelines, they do enforce the guidelines nevertheless. And if you violate those guidelines, there are consequences to social your actions.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But and I'm surprised this is like her third time of her losing her ability to make money.
Well, I don't know if it's her third time, but I know that she was hacked like 2 months ago.
Really?
Yes, and that's what I was saying, that there was one of her detractors that actually went like on her comment section and it said something which was out of pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, if anything, you could actually
Okay. Um, it might be that there's some music in the background, and Don Armando has muted himself, so this stream does not get a community strike. Just for, or it maybe he might have stepped away for something.
all
But
right,
I
I'm back.
okay. Please
Yeah.
continue.
As I was saying, that it might just be if anything, I guess because it was on my community tab that I actually screenshotted what that person said, and it was very disgusting. So therefore, that's why I said that most of that maybe 50% of her haters are actually registered SOs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It may be. It may be. Like I said, I don't watch your content. I have no desire to watch your content. And again, I'm not rejoicing of the fact that she lost her ability to make money. But what this is more like a cautionary tale as far as what happens if you're not careful with what you say or do on your own platform.
Exactly.
But to switch the subject a little bit, it seems like Bruce Giulietto cannot help thinking about me because in one stream he mentioned my name several times.
Well, I'm just gonna go and say this. I had one interaction with that person,
Yes.
and the next thing you know, I am being called a guy by the name of who I actually spoke to later on by the name of Duke. He was like, "Oh, you're Duke." So while this guy had a rant about me, remind you, I actually spoke to this guy. I went on his platform. We just chopped it up. But then the next day, I'm being called Mr. Duke and stuff. Now, within his collective, right?
Yes.
There's one of his supporters that actually went up and doxed me last week and actually put out some private info about my wife. So
Really?
Jose, we know who we're talking about. We're not going to say
Yeah, we
who.
know. We know.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah,
have to go
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah,
details.
yeah,
We
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, definitely.
So with that said, as soon as I heard that this guy was talking smack about me, and his detractors and stuff, trying to make it in their own thing that, oh, I am filth and everything like that just because who I decide to have on my own platform. I was like, okay, I'm not going to I'm not going to go through this crap again. And then to actually see that Hebrew line, he actually said certain stuff that was correct. And it looks like that one of that guy's detractors went up and teamed with one of the guys that were one of my enemies on this net just so they can leak my information. So that's how. So, and it's funny because they were telling me this for like 6 months. Now it just come to fruition, and I'm just like, y'all stupid. Like you got a guy who's quote unquote do not like black people, right? And he wants to try to push that I am not Dominican, right? But yeah, you went up and you asked the most degenerate guy who was actually from the African American spaces or what have you, just to dox me. How low could you go? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gigi, it's I understand. No, don't feel bad about it. Look, believe me, as a person that gone through Wi-Fi problems, I can sympathize with you. Okay, but yeah, but let me tell you something. That's why I call the circus because you got these individuals. Okay, they got nothing going on with their lives, and they're not happy until they try to mess up someone else's life. Okay, that's why we have such individuals that continue with this narrative about you. We have a certain individual from Canada with a certain narrative about me, and then we have people who made certain narratives regarding Gigi and Multi, supposedly that they're so ghetto or what have you. But yet, they're two, Gigi and Multi, they're two of the most realest people on the platform. And I think
Yeah, I'm
Dynamite.
here.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah. So with that said, it's just that these these people are just low, and then the thing is though everybody knows the truth. I went up and I said my truth on Fighter, and then you have a whole bunch of people trying to make fun and everything like that. I was like, you know what? It's a bigger thing, and it was funny because it was revealed to me like 6 months ago of what certain individuals were trying to do. They were trying to get me arrested. They were trying to use my voice, so therefore they could call Trump Towers, so therefore I could get arrested and in trouble with the feds and everything like that. And even on your streams, Jose, there were actually the perpetrator, who I'm not going to name because that guy's such a bitch. He went up and was saying, "Oh, we got the feds on you. We did this, that, and the third." So therefore, those two individuals who I'm saying, the CPS caller and that individual who always been spending lies about me for a year after me and that person had an argument on Fighter's channel,
Hmm.
those two are working together. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see this comment. Look, let me tell you something. As far as Auntie Ali's concerned, look, he's an attention-seeking whore. We already know that. Okay, so and when all his streams say he constantly privatizes, guess what? I got more views than he does. Please continue, Don Armando.
Yeah. And it's like, to me, half of these individuals, they're mad because of certain things that I guess that they haven't accomplished. And to me, the only reason I came into the space, because in these spaces, because I didn't know what this space was about, to tell you the truth, first of all. And second of all, I saw a video of fighters, how should I say, video of the town where my parents are from. I was like, okay, I'm from there. So I saw Fighter in a live stream. I was like, I didn't know anything about StreamYard or nothing like that. The next thing you know, I'm being called a creyente. I'm being called fake and all this other stuff, just because I just want to go and show Fighter, whose parents are actually from the same place that I'm from, some love. I'm like, yo, I got some respect for you, because you went up and made a video about where my parents are from, and then I get all this hate and backlash just because certain people do not understand me. I'm over it.
Yeah, I get it. But it is what it is. And let me tell you something. Like I said before, when I decided to discuss
Yeah.
this topic, it wasn't meant to gloat, but it was meant as a cautionary tale uh, for YouTube creators to see this is what can happen if you're not careful with what you're saying. Okay.
To me is this. It's like one of the haters, and Gigi know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This person went up and made a whole fake page of a person that he does not like. And I know there's a person that you don't care for either, Don Jose. But you went up and made a whole page just to go and spite a man that you don't like. And to be honest, this guy is a known. There's like a lot of dirt on that guy. So you went up and made a whole page using another person's image just so you could go and disrespect and try to dox this person over and over again, just because of a hatred of a viewpoint that he has about himself, which is actually facts.
Mhm. That's why I say that the circus is growing, and it's a 5-ring circus. I think now it's a 6-ring circus, because that circus is growing every day with all these sick, demented people. But let them hate. If they want to, if they want to give me free press, by all means, let them go ahead, get me free press. I'm just going to continue to be the best version of myself. Okay. And I find it amazing that people are so obsessed regarding a person that has only 235 subs. Okay.
Trust me. I used to be in the same boat, though, Jose. And it's funny because I do my streams, right? And I'm just gonna mention the people who are the ones who are hating on me now, because it's a confederation of idiots. Um,
Mhm.
as you know, one day I did a stream, and then the next thing, me Hebrew Lion went up and mentioned Tim Azuna, right? And then I blocked him. Then Tim Azuna went up and came on my page again, saying MXBC or something like that. I'm like, okay, and I blocked you. So therefore, between Atslan and Hebrew, they were both telling me that all these guys that we heard of, Ken 123, Tim Azuna, uh, the other people that we don't want to mention, um, Mr. Decadence, all the guys that radical that do not like radical, or they got into a minor beef with radical over the years just because he was promoting what he was trying to promote, and they were exposed as being racist and everything like that. They all have a confederation right now to try to shut down content creators who are actually talking about Black and Latino unity. So therefore, they're not only using the people that do not like that unity. They're actually using people from the African American community who actually are down with white supremacy, and they're trying to go at positive content creators that do not fit their narrative. And that's what they've been doing for like maybe 3 years. And I'm just being hip to it right now.
Yeah. Well, speaking about the circus, I mean, look, the people, Gigi as far when would it end? You know, I wish I knew. If it was left up to me, every person that wants to create a YouTube channel will have to undergo a psychological analysis to make sure that they're mentally well. That will eliminate a good portion of the circus right there.
Yeah. But it seems that I guess the circus has been emboldened ever since the pandemic. So everybody think that they have a voice. So I guess that's part of it. And then one thing that I don't understand about half of these so-called racists, right? I show a picture, me and my wife having the time of our lives, smiling in pictures and everything like that. My thing is this. One thing that I've seen with these racists is that they like to fat shame. They want to try to put their preferences of what a woman is supposed to look like on me. And they're saying, and they want to go and say all the stupid crap that you can say to a woman. But yet, if you was to actually go and say that to a woman, 9 times out of 10, they would know that either a woman will slap them or two, a woman is going to laugh at them. So therefore, I think that a lot of these so-called internet racist trolls, they only have courage when it's in the internet. When you actually see them in person, it's a whole different story. But yet they'll be the first ones to try to get a person in trouble just because they don't agree with their viewpoint. And to me, I just call them cowards. Because that's what it is. If I like say if you and I have a discussion, Don Jose, right?
Yes.
And I don't agree with your viewpoints. Am I gonna be so heated that I'm gonna go and lie on you just because you don't like what I'm saying? So therefore you could lose your freedom just because I don't agree with your viewpoint? This is the type of world we're living in right now. And it's crazy.
It is. And look, I think I have had at least one disagreement with everyone that appeared on my platform at least once.
Right.
At least. Okay. You don't see us going to war, going back and forth because we have a disagreement. We just discuss it, and okay, we are going to be agreeable when we disagree. But not everyone has that gift to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have I disagreed with, say,
Denise?
Rakim or Keisha or Denise or Radical or Melanated 9 or Troop Teacher, Bro Tab, Gigi, Multi, Irby. I mean, the list can go on and on and on and on. I mean, I had at least one disagreement with everybody. The difference is we are able to have our disagreements and be respectable with each other.
Exactly. And it's like, and the thing is, though, I didn't even know I was in a debate. I'm trying to explain myself. This is how it is. The next thing you know, the jerk went up and dissed my wife as soon as he heard my wife was having a voice. Then he started going in trying to disrespect my wife, and that's when I lost it. Because you're supposed to debate if about my identity, right? But yet you want to go and try to disrespect. You was saying disrespectful stuff about my wife on Friday's own channel. So I told him, if you say anything about my wife again, we're gonna have hands. So I guess he got mad just because of that. So he wants to go and try to spread the lie and everything like that, which is not working. I mean, you went up and put my whole name right there, and you used a third party, and you're supposed to say that you're a Dominican patriot. I'm like, you know what? This guy does unpatriotic nonsense on TikTok every day. And then on top of it, you want to go and try to convey yourself as an alpha male, when the fact is, we all know that most of the people that you be dissing on TikTok and you saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight you, you'll be backing down. The guy will be backing down for fights, and then we'll try to get the cops involved just because he went up and provoked a fight.
Yeah. But, you know, all I'm going to say about these individuals, bless their hearts, because they are all collectively in need of a straitjacket and a 72-hour involuntary confinement period in the rubber room. Would you agree?
Man, they need more than that. Well, but I'm not going to go around and say anything, because if I do, it'll be promoting violence. But I'm not. But I'm not going to say anything. But you know what I'm going to say.
I know. But you know what? It is what it is. Look, I just wanted to have a mature conversation in regards what happened to Cynthia G. Okay.
I mean, yeah. But the thing is, though, one thing I got to say is this: you have Fresh and Fit, you have Cynthia G, and I think another content creator is going to have a strike soon, because I don't know if anybody's went up and tuned in yesterday, but then there's actually a social media beef. I mean, a YouTube street beef which is going on, and it actually pertains 3 people. So therefore, one of these people has been talking slander or whatsoever. So therefore, there might be another court case. I mean, within these 3 content creators, and it's about the, I guess, the same thing about me, but now a person is trying to say that another person is not biracial or whatsoever, and then they're trying to steal content from that content creator's broadcast or whatever on his channel. So now I could see that it's gonna be a nasty YouTube fight going to happen like before the year is out. That's all I gotta say in the legal sense.
Okay. Well, in any case, I have said all I needed to say about it. And the fact of the matter is, like I said before, I am not rejoicing what happened to her. But this should serve as a cautionary tale to every YouTube creator that while you have the right to say whatever you wish, there's a responsibility attached to that. And if you're not careful, okay, YouTube can just as easily apply the guidelines on other creators. Okay?
Yes.
And that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you be willing to hang out a little bit after the backstage so we can have a little bit of a discussion, or you have to go?
I mean, I'll do a little bit, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take final remarks. So, Don Armando, I'm going to ask for your final remarks regarding the topic for tonight.
All right. Well, to me, it's this. I'm a content creator and I try to have some responsible content. So if a person has, freakish contents like other content creators and everything like that, I mean, at the end of the day, if your content is bashing a group or ethnicity or religion, and you think you're going to actually have a big following just for clout chasing and stuff, it might come back as a boomerang, and you will lose your all your endorsements and everything like that. So therefore, as a cautionary tale to any future YouTube creator, tread lightly, be respectful, and also just try to be positive. Because I'm seeing a lot of content creators who are having millions on their platform, and they don't have to go do anything. They do something of what they love. So therefore, if you think that you love bashing people and everything like that, go for it. But YouTube is going to demonetize you. So therefore, if you feel that YouTube rules us too strict, go on Rumble and be a millionaire. That's all I got to say.
Okay, well, thank you very much for stopping by on my platform. I want to ask you, an audience that's still listening, if you had not done so, please subscribe to Don Armando's channel and check out his content. Thank you very much, Don Armando. I'm going to put you in the backstage, and then I'm going to have my final words. So don't go away, please. Now, I'm going to give you my final words. When I decided to discuss this topic, it wasn't to gloat over Cynthia G, but as I stated, is meant to be a cautionary tale. What can happen if you do not conform to what are the guidelines stated on YouTube? Okay, whatever we may think about the guidelines, maybe we think they're not being applied accurately. The guidelines are there nevertheless. So I think the best thing for you to do is try to keep within the guidelines and just be mindful. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but there's a responsibility that comes with that freedom. And unfortunately, that's something that certain YouTube creators have not picked up on yet. So I just want to let everybody know that I'm not going to be doing a stream tomorrow night. I will be doing a stream on Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I will be discussing the advantages of flying first class. So I'm just going to be talking about that. And the point is to have more of a chill discussion. And I think I'm going to do a reaction video regarding the chick that didn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory for a meal. Again, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone that was in the chat. And please check out Gigi's content and Wine and Faceline's content. So with that being said, I'm just going to close by saying the following. We must do what we can to minimize our content, our exposure to mentally and intellectual challenge. Because if we fail to do so, we'll be infected by this stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Wishing you a good night. Thank you and peace.